talking about cardiovascular and respiratory causes of cardiac or sudden collapse.
Interpretation, man.
Okay, sorry. So what I'm saying, okay, we're not talking about causes of sudden collapse.
Causes of sudden collapse.
Yes. It can be from heart conditions. Okay, it can be from neurological conditions. We'll get to see what. It can be from environmental conditions. So we are taking the heart conditions now as number one. So talking about cardiovascular or respiratory causes of sudden collapse. We're not talking about heart conditions like people who have abnormal heart rates.
Abnormal
heart rates.
Which one is abnormal heart rates?
Yes, what I'm telling you, this
after all, the Bible says that everything that God made perfect. What makes this one not to be perfect?
Yes, I agree with you. Do you know that the heart of a human being is expected to beat for a given time?
Oh.
Okay, between 90 and 120 is normal, depending on the age.
Between 90
and 120
and 120
beats per minute. Yes, per minute is normal. Okay? Depending on the age. Okay, the younger people have faster heart rates, while the elderly have slower heart rates. And the athletes, people that are fit in terms of exercise, like those 6-pack people you are talking about, they have low normal heart rates. They might have as low as 70 beats per minute, or even 65. Yes.
Because they do a lot of exercise.
Yes, because they do a lot of exercise.
And the heart pump more blood.
No, because during exercise, the heart tends to pump more blood. Okay, and at that time, they will not build the integrity of the heart muscle. You call it myocardium. Okay, that myocardium in the course of exercise is now strengthened, and because it's strengthened, or at rest, athletes will have low pulse rate. You call it pulse rate, you also call it heart rate. Yes, they have low normal, and it's good for them. In fact, it's protective.
Really?
Yes, it's protective.
That means that every man
so that's it.
With something.
That's it with arrhythmia. Okay. Then we talk about heart problems, you're talking about the heart valves problem, okay? When you talk about the heart valve, the valves, do you know that this heart that's there in the chest is got 4 chambers? Okay?
It got what?
4 spaces.
When you say chamber, my mom went to National Assembly.
Okay, so I'm talking about
because
that
we have the green chamber, we have the red chamber.
Okay, so in this case, it's not that, okay? It has spaces, okay, that collects blood. Okay, apartment will be better than. Yes. Okay. So it has 4 chambers. Okay, the right and left. The right has got 2. The left has got 2. Okay, they call it.
The right
got 2 chambers.
The left.
No, that's your right now.
Okay, the right 2.
Got 2. The left got 2. Yes. Oh, okay. So and they have similar names. So what differentiates them is whether it's left or right. Okay. So you have the right atrium and the left atrium. You have the right ventricles and the left ventricles. You see, there are 4. Okay. So in between these 4 chambers, there are doors that allows the blood to go from one to another, depending. So these doors are called valves. So for people who have valvular disease, okay, so it is not allowing the blood to pump through as expected.
To pass through the door.
To pass through the door. Hey. You see that it's regurgitating. You see that it's stenosed. Don't worry. You see that it's slowed down. Okay, but what I want you to know is that anything that will slow down or reduce the blood supply to the brain is going to cause somebody to suddenly fall and collapse. All right, so that is it with heart arrhythmias. Then you talk about heart attack.
No, before you go to that, since you mentioned doors,
yes,
those doors, there's no gate man that is washing it. Inside the heart, that God put there.
But if we actually look at the physiology of that heart, okay, there's one gate man that will start the impulse. They call it the cardiac pacemaker.
The cardiac pacemaker.
Yes.
That's the name of that gate man. Hey.
Oh, actually, what that is that is the one that generates the impulses that every other chamber will respond to enable them have a coordinated contraction that will that sends the blood to the entire part of the body.
That sends the blood.
Yes, the right will send the blood to the lungs so that oxygen can be added. Okay. While the lungs will not send the blood to the left. Okay, and the left now will not send the oxygenated blood to the entire body so that we can survive. So anything that will interfere with this circulation such that oxygen is not carried in the blood or such that the blood is not carried to the brain can be a cause of cardiac arrest. It can be a cause of sudden collapse.
Of sudden collapse.
Yes. If you deprive the brain of blood supply, if you deprive the brain of oxygen, because oxygen is carried in the blood, then somebody can suddenly collapse. Then we have the heart attack. All right. Heart attack is a medical emergency. It usually occurs when a blood clot blocks blood flow to the heart. Without blood supply, tissue loses oxygen and dies.
Hey.
You know, I told you now that blood carries oxygen. So when when you now interfere with the oxygen carrying capacity, then the brain will not receive oxygen. And it's only a matter of time. Any tissue that will not receive oxygen dies. Wow. And people will suddenly collapse. So what we're trying to emphasize is the fact that cardiac problems can be a reason why somebody will suddenly collapse. I'll tell you why all this is going to be important. Because you need to know, you prevent it, manage it, and ensure that there's no sudden collapse. Because of a truth, there's no term like sudden collapse without signaling the individual.
Oh,
anybody who is
there
are some signs. There are signs, there are symptoms that the individual must have ignored. Okay, carelessly abandoned.
Wow.
The black man will not go to the hospital until somebody is carrying him there.
And it's not their fault.
Why?
No ego to go.
It's only about ego.
When there's no ego.
Yeah, do you know why? As at the time you are collapsing, that ego will come out. In fact, it becomes a double burden on your family. Because as at that time, you might spend money and still don't have life. You will not be guaranteed the outcome. Okay, so don't always blame money as the reason why you are not taking the matters of health seriously. If you blame money, you are going to spend that money and don't have results.
I remember one man of God many years ago. So there was a woman in UK that collapsed because she couldn't buy paracetamol. When they checked her account, she had millions of money in her account.
No, that can be some form of mental illness. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That setting, that place you just called, they are so organized in terms of they have NHS.
Because
national health scheme.
Her problem is that
maybe she
was saving money to the family in Nigeria.
And
this person was doing 3 jobs in a day.
Okay, yes, we are going to get there, okay? We're going to get to the fact that stress can be a reason why people will suddenly collapse, okay? Aside the fact that this person was not taking the matters of health seriously by not going for regular checkup, by not listening to the signs and symptoms of you need to rest, there's stress, okay? Another thing that should be there is the fact that this person is overstressing his or herself. Okay, you are taking 3 duties, you are not resting. Anything that will interfere with your rest or the time to sleep, it's a matter of time.
The time to sleep.
Yes, it's going to impact your health negatively. That's the truth.
The time to sleep.
There's time you should sleep.
Compulsorily.
Yes, there's time you should sleep. That is why God gave sleep to man. Because it is during sleep your body is able to unwind and heal itself.
But we are being told by motivationals that for you to be great is at night. For you, when others are sleeping, you must toil with the night.
Yes. Do you know that when you hear motivational speakers are talking from the angle of just being successful. But they have not been able to balance the fact that you need to be healthy and be successful.
You need to be healthy
and be successful. It is not enough to be successful because you can actually be successful and not enjoy health. You need to take the matters of health seriously, even while you think you're working hard. Anything that interferes with your sleep. As a man, you need to sleep 7 to 9 hours at night.
Jemisi. John, Ibrahim, you have been working after you resume 6 o'clock in the morning. You close 6 p.m. You resume another one by 6:30. And you work from 6:30 to 12 midnight. Then you just rested for about 30 minutes. Then you resume another one from the 2 a.m. to 6 o'clock. And inside your car, that is when you have your dress. Please. Your life is more precious. You are hearing it from our doctor. Yes. That your life is more precious than your wet. And a good wet is a good wet.
A good wet is wet with good health. Because you can actually amass wet and then don't enjoy wet.
Wow.
Okay? If you are beginning to go from one hospital admission to another, you're not a wealthy man. Yeah, that's the truth. So for you to be wealthy is the fact that you have made money and now you are enjoying money with good health.
Hey God.
Yes.
The rest of my I don't make more money. I want to make more money. Then I'll be able to rest.
So when you talk about those motivational speakers, for example, there are times you need to work at night just to meet target. It's allowed, but don't let it be a persistent thing. Okay, see, for example, you have a budget you need to write out. You have an assignment to submit in the office. There's a target you need to meet. What's wrong with having to stay all night, to be able to get that done?
So that
but after that is done, you need to rest.
You can put it like a student when you are preparing for exam and after the exam.
Yes,
So after the exam,
there's time to rest.
even God, after
He created the heaven and the earth.
earth from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6 days, on 7th day, he rested.
He rested. So when you were talking about the students, okay, there's something we must know. The time to school is the time when you have good physiological reserve. That is why
please repeat what
yes,
you
I'm
said.
going to talk to you about that. That's why adult education is very difficult. The time we go to school, we are very young people. Because we are young, we have good physiological reserve. As a medical student, I could tell you that there was a time I was preparing for what they call MBBS. Okay, I can remember not sleeping for 3 days. Because as at the time you see a lot of work you haven't done, then you have to be awake to be able to do it, because I fear failure. I never had a course to write any exam the second time. It's once and that's it.
Once and for all.
Yes, and if I have to continue like that, I have to ensure that I work. Okay, but what it is that it is not enough to just keep reading, breaking the night and not resting. Because there were people who read till the morning of exam and they didn't sleep. When they get so we sleep off, exam will be going on, and others will sleep in the hall. Some others will be confused. Okay, everything they have read for 3 days without sleeping, they will not be able to reproduce them.
With all due respect to our leaders,
because they are confused.
We have seen some of our leaders in National Assembly, when they are discussing something that matters, that's where they are sleeping.
Okay, I'm going to give you pathways to this. Okay, there are several reasons.
Okay.
One, it could be that they are overworked. You don't need to stress yourself to be able to serve the nation. You are a human being too. You have blood flowing through your body, and so you need to take care of yourselves too. All right. So it could be that they are overworked. They have stress from their judiciary of what they call those people. Their
constituency projects.
Yes, they have stress from their constituencies. You know, the demand of the people. It could be that. And another thing, it could be lack of activity. For people who don't exercise, okay, when you're too lazy too, you could sleep off because you have a very childish mental activity.
When you are lazy?
Yes.
Is it not the sleep that make you lazy?
No, when you are lazy, you sleep easily.
When you are lazy,
you sleep
easily.
Yes, mental fatigue. Because you don't do a lot with your brain. As I time they are putting you and they are talking a lot of things that you cannot comprehend, you sleep off because you are shutting down. All right? Because if you are active, for people who are active, they walk, they exercise, they go to the gym, or even if you don't have to go to the gym, you have some of these facilities at home, you know, and you are exercising, you can't just fall off that way. You can't fall asleep that way. And so you can't even suddenly collapse like that. Okay?
Our students, we have heard it from our doctor, as you're preparing for your exam, make sure that you find time to also rest and reactivate your energy.
Yeah, the time of rest is actually for your brain to be able to assimilate.
For the brain to assimilate.
And reproduce when needed.
And reproduce.
When needed.
In other words, to digest. And now...
You know, if you actually digest it, you don't have an access to it again. It's to assimilate.
Oh.
It's to retain.
To retain.
Yes, to assimilate, to retain. So that when you are asked, you should be able to reproduce it.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.